Why? Because I started adding aspects of the other two to a quesadilla to make it interesting. Quesadilla, all it is a Mexican grilled cheese, my dude. That's all it is.
Yeah, we're just gonna start this shit live.
That's why I said I'm mad that I liked it. Like, I'm really pissed.
He's Chinese.
Welcome to the latest episode of Sarat and Chris's Movie Therapy Podcast.
Okay, so here's the thing. Now, when you say by this guy, you mean the director or the artists or the people that made the movie? Like, what are you talking about?
I'm talking about Yoshiaki. Sorry, Kawajiri. He literally wrote and directed this movie, and he also I know about this movie. This is one of the few movies that I didn't have to do a deep dive because it's imprinted in me.
Yeah,
like I know
it's well, before we
go ahead.
Before we get started, I want to keep going because the recording thing just kicked in.
Go ahead.
No. I'm so just keep going now. I was waiting because you know how like sometimes the number doesn't pop in right away.
But mine is at 58. So are we going to keep this all in this awkward entry?
Yeah, whatever. All right, awkward entry. Welcome to the latest episode of Sarat and Chris's Movie Therapy Podcast featuring Marcos. It's your boy Sarat, aka Makazi.
It's your boy Marcos, aka at the Sunset Kid 5'6",
with the hole in his stomach.
Yep. I'm just like fading into the background. I don't care. You know, we're doing. You know, I had to represent. This is a T-shirt that I've been saving for a while, but you know, I said, screw it. You know, Makazi's a dick. I'm gonna still wear it. So.
You're representing. This is what we're doing. We're doing anime right now. But before we get into anime stuff, I want to thank everybody who's been listening and rocking with us with the pod. If you haven't yet, please like, subscribe, tell your friends about us. Go into our YouTube page, leave all the comments. Let us know if you like what we're doing. Let us know what movies you want to see from us. And you know, at some point, maybe we'll do a whole like block of just viewers' choice. You know, let us know what you want us to see. Now, right. With that being said, we have been on an anime run, and Marcos this week came with a certified classic. So why don't you let people know?
It's a certified classic and it's a hood classic. I came with Ninja Scroll, the 1993 classic. So before I even get into this, you know, I don't know how much of the awkward beginning of this podcast did you guys hear? So Yoshiaki Kawajiri is the writer and director of this. So he's amazing. He's also responsible for Vampire Hunter D, Bloodlust, Vampire Hunter D, and of course, this movie Ninja Scroll. This movie Ninja Scroll, I felt like I discovered all these movies at the same time.
Well, okay, so the movie Ninja Scroll, and then again, Vampire Hunter D, then you could throw in your Akira's, things like that, and Ghost in the Shell. There was a moment in time where
for me, it was like the mid-90s that I discovered all of these at the same time.
Yeah, the level of anime all of a sudden just boosted up. And those, if you wanted to talk about a Mount Rushmore, those could all be on there because those are where to me, the culture of anime really changed.
So, but hold on. I'm not going to sit there. I got a confession to make. I am wearing an Akira t-shirt.
Yep.
But upon first viewing, it wasn't impactful. I had to watch it a couple times, and as I got older, I started appreciating the beauty. And again, I think it goes back to my action anime appreciation. Mm-hmm. Yes, Akira has action, but it's more of a complex story.
Yes.
This one from Break, Ninja Scroll. First of all, I thought about you watching this.
Wow.
When they opened up and he's walking around eating a rice ball, I was like, Makazi probably got hungry.
I saw that scene. I was like, "Ooh!" I was like, "Man, I should go get a rice ball when I get home."
I do. And it was one of those things.
What would be the Hispanic equivalent? An empanada?
Maybe an empanada, but no, I've actually had a rice ball like the one he did, and I was like, "Oh, that's actually pretty good." I was I was thinking the same thing. So I watched this subbed as the original one, and then I watched it dubbed because both are considered critically acclaimed. Like the dubbed came out 2.5 years later, which is when I discovered it. And I remember going to Suncoast and paying $450 million because Suncoast used to kill people in the head. People would be like, man, video games are like $70. Suncoast used to sell VHSs straight to your face for $45 in the 90s and be like, well, go ahead and find it somewhere else.
You want to know you want to know what's interesting about this one?
What?
Again, I saw it a long time ago. So like I remember bits and pieces, but couldn't really go too deep into it. So I watched the copy you sent me. That motherfucker was in Japanese with no subtitles. And then I went to go click on closed caption and it said not available. So I was just like,
wait,
all
what?
right. Yeah.
No, there was subtitles. So you watch it without understanding a word.
So I'll watch it and just seeing if I could, just really get the story without, he knowing what they're saying. And I actually did. I went back and looked up. I actually looked at the Wikipedia, try to figure out, little things like, your Jubei and, the girl.
All, so Jubei, the main character, is probably like in 90s and certain movies, there's so many people that in my mind I could cast and to play him. And then there's so many anime characters that are kind of like have him as a character in their DNA.
Yeah. Just his look.
His look and the whole like I'm a chill ninja. Like I act like everything is cool until it's time for me to get to business.
Dude, that's his whole aura. I'm gonna use that word because you use it correctly, but his whole aura is the same as Cowboy Bebop and Samurai Champloo. Like they all have that, I'm too cool for what's going on right now. Like even what was that movie that we watched? The Japanese one. It was the one that was that was named after an anime.
Oh my god!
Oh, it was a City Hunter. Same thing with City Hunter.
Yeah, same thing. It's under the same umbrella that like it came out around the same time. It's like one of those. Like he's a likable character, but it's like I don't know if it is in Japanese culture, like the tortured guy.
Yeah,
they don't know how to do it in the way like Western audiences do. Like a U.S. tortured guy, he's like, oh, I'm so angry.
Yeah,
this guy is like. It's like, man, he's so cool. I wonder why he became cool. And then it's like the shittiest backstory. It's like, oh,
yeah, he had to basically fight for his life. Yeah, the leader of the clan basically made all those guys fight each other, and he had to slaughter all his other fucking ninjas in order to get out alive.
But can we unpack how gangster that is?
Well, yeah,
if this is a movie,
it's literally the scene in The Dark Knight where the Joker goes, "We're gonna have tryouts," and tosses a fucking the pool stick.
No. It takes it even further. Like I know in a lot of movies and a lot of drama, like even in the Avengers, it's like I don't want to fight you. I don't want to fight you. And like even in Civil War, when Captain America and Winter Soldier fight Iron Man. It's like there's hesitation. He's like, hey, man, there's a trick. And then all of a sudden they cut away. You hear, he's like, oh, I ain't going to die. You ain't going to hurt me at all. Like, I'm killing every one of you.
Yeah. Watching this movie, again, I'm watching it not without subtitles, really. So I'm just watching the art and stuff like that. And I was like, man, Ninja Assassin really took a lot from this movie. They didn't stole everything. The shurikens.
Literally, this entire movie influenced Ninja Assassin and the Matrix, and the same director and writer did Animatrix, which you pointed out when we talked about Vampire Hunter. Deep. But what is the craziest thing is that like the concepts, like the ninja, the guy with the skin hardening, it's one of those things that I'm like, man. Like now I get it. Like yes, he probably borrowed from the thing, but it's like everybody just had a weird thing, and then since you didn't have,
you could literally see this is like the grandfather to fucking Naruto.
Yeah,
and this is one of the things. This is one of the things I appreciate about this movie that I don't like about a lot of other animes is that a lot of other animes when they become sci-fi and really like crazy demonic whatever, it goes over the top. People are turning into demons, they sprout wings and all this shit. Every villain in this movie had like a special power, but it was just their one power.
Correct.
And It just kept it very a little. It kept. Not, I want to say realistic, but it's like hyper realistic, where it was like, oh, it's like a fantastical world, but was still within the realm of reality a little bit.
So the old man with the straw hat. So because I don't remember how much you remember for the plot. So he was the guy kind of explaining what was going on.
Yeah.
So
he's a spy from the.
He's a spy from the government.
Yeah.
And he said a couple of things that it was funny. He immediately was like, oh, he knew or had a catalog of knowledge of different ninjas' powers, or what he said, their ninja skill.
Yeah.
And he immediately pointed out like the main character. He knew that she was a poison tester. Somebody that
it was like Karigara or something like that. I forget.
Yeah.
But she's a kunoichi, which is a female ninja.
Yeah. So her whole job was to taste anything, and then like her whole body's full of poison because apparently she's immune to the point.
Well, no. So what it is what they did is, okay, so what they did with some assassins. Again, there's another book that I'm actually reading right now that actually has a character like this. What they do is they inject like some of these women with small amounts of poison. So essentially the poison is riddled in their body so that when they go out to assassinate somebody, if they just kiss or get close to that person, that it poisons that person. And that's how they die. And that was her form of how she would kill people.
First of all, I know he's a great director and writer. I felt like your man like was really sexual for no reason.
Listen, bro.
There was so much sex in this movie.
Hold on, bro. I watched this on a plane. Okay. You know how much of an angle I had to turn my tablet to watch those scenes?
Wait, are you an aisle or a window seat?
I was in the window, luckily, but I was sitting there. I was like, "Oh, come on, let me just turn like this." I can't.
And no,
I have one rule on the plane.
Family too.
No, I have a rule on a plane. If it's on the screen on the seat, the airline put it on there. Sorry, you're gonna watch it. But if it's on my own tablet, I'm like, I'm not gonna subject y'all to this, anime doggy style.
Bro, that is one of the funniest scenes. Yo, he stops to acknowledge what she says, and once he processes the information, he's like back in business. He's like, yeah. So I'm gonna need you to go out there.
Was she mad? Was she mad that she wasn't getting none? She was like, I can't get none from someone because what you did to me.
Bro, it's like it was funny as hell. First of all,
did the opening scene when they went to go check out all the deaths, did that fuck you up when the dude got his arms ripped off?
I was like, oh, okay. I know at the time it probably wasn't a thing that happened often. Wow, I can't talk today. God damn. But it's crazy because he had all the makings of a main character.
Yep.
Had the cool hair, was the fearless leader, cared about the girl. And my man, like, I thought, again, because, I took myself back to when I saw it as a kid. When I first saw it, I was like, oh, when he's telling her to run, she gonna be like, nah, bro, I got you. Plop, throw like a sword or something to the guy's eye. Nope. It's like,
ripped him up, took the girl, raped her. I was like, God damn, like, how am I?
Bro, he like again, he's a horny man because he kissed her everywhere, and then they implied that he kissed her somewhere based on how he had her, and then when they cut to her and she was like,
so again, there's certain movies where they have those stereotypes of, if you're an anime watcher, this is why you're watching it. And there's scenes in this movie where you're like, yeah, I can see that. I can see why people think people that watch anime are weird, because you see stuff like that.
But like that was a crazy scene. And then when he looks over, Jubei's just like he's talking to him, and he's just sitting there with his sword. And then he was like, what the hell? And then all of a sudden he pops up. He's like, hey man, I'm lost, dog. Can you tell me what is what is it, the Miyazaki village is? And then he's like, what? He's like, don't even worry about it. He's like, I'm gonna go. And then when the guy, it's funny because like I wish in certain in Naruto, I wish they had that style here where
sex? You trying
no,
to see
no. I wish that they had the inner monologues that the Naruto characters are having.
Yeah,
because I don't know if Jubei knows how much danger he's in because you don't hear him at all. He's kind of like reacting. Like I wanted them to be like a second voiceover where he's like, I went to cut him and nothing happened. But like his reaction was all verbal to the guy.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're looking back again, if you're looking at his backstory, you gotta assume like he wasn't nervous or anything like that because he didn't already, cut the head off somebody who, he come to find out he was immortal and shit like that. Yeah. So it's like he's been through some shit. So it's like he's like that one of them guys that just walks around like a John Wick. He's the danger doesn't really affect him at all. What I appreciated about this movie is again, it's 93, but this is where you started seeing the level of animation, like the difference in animation between a TV show and a movie. Because like around the same time, you still had Dragon Ball Z and stuff, but Dragon Ball Z's animation when they're fighting, it's just speed lines, and quick movements. But this one, like the animation was so good that you're actually getting involved in like watching the fucking action go on. Fucking crazy.
What I also enjoyed about this was I don't know if you looked at the timestamp from her, like when he's in the hut raping the girl. It's only 9 minutes into the movie.
Yeah, I know.
9 minutes and so much shit happened. Like there's already been like 4 or 5 fight scenes.
Listen, bro, we hadn't even finished boarding the plane yet, and I was like, "Oh shit, I gotta turn this down."
But what was crazy is like the one thing that I found funny that probably wasn't supposed to be funny was that the main that they set up the village or the clan that the chick is from. I gotta pull up her name because it's gonna kill me.
Yeah, it's like Kavigura or something like that. It was actually a dope name. I actually liked it.
Yeah, it is Kagero.
Yeah, Kagero and Jubei.
Yeah.
So here's
Kagero, like they were setting up her clan leader to be like this feared guy. And they never like it was funny when Gemma at the end was like, "Oh yeah, I killed these motherfuckers 2 days ago." Like they've been dead.
Okay, so here's the thing. I didn't like about her character. I mean, it's just story wise. She kept running in and like saving the day, and then just getting in more danger. And then Jubei kept having to save her. And it's one of those things where it's like, you get characters. I guess sometimes you get like people are upset with movies when the main female tends to be the damsel in distress kind of thing. I feel like she should have, had more opportunity to then show off her shit. So that way, when she got caught again, it would be a little more, you'd realize how strong the people that caught her was,
who I kept seeing as if they did a live action, and I don't know if they did, and if they did, it's probably horrible because we haven't heard anything about it.
Yeah.
But if I was a Hollywood producer or a Japanese producer and I can make this movie with some serious money behind it.
Are you going to whitewash this character?
No. Jubei, you know who I would play it, and it'll be a stretch. I know you're going to give me some shit for it.
You going to say Rain again?
No. Stephen Chow.
Okay, I could see. Yeah.
Maybe, but he has to be like the beginning of Shaolin Soccer. Not like towards the end. Like he could play a nonchalant, brooding guy that it's kind of like, oh man, he's been through some shit. And I couldn't gauge, like I don't think Jubei was super young.
Yeah.
And like I think he already had a career. And like I think Stephen Chow, at least from his Shaolin Soccer, he could play kind of a vagrant, a wanderer.
Yeah.
That like, and
I like Byung-hun Lee. Fucking Storm Shadow?
Yeah, I know, but he's too pretty boy. I can see him being the Bai Ninja. Yo, the Bai Ninja,
the one with the fucking with the strings?
Yeah, that guy. Yo, first of all, can we talk about how the Demon 8 were all some messy bitches? They were all some messy bitches, bro. Like I don't know what Gemma was doing, but apparently him dicking down all these motherfuckers really fucked everybody up.
Did you
Because
go ahead? Yeah.
Because the what is the Basiati, the I forgot how they pronounce her name. The female character. Um oh my god.
Which one? The
What
one
the
with the fucking snakes?
Yes, the one with the snakes. She gets set up by what's it called? Uh her name is Benisato. She gets set up by Urimaru, and then
I just
Urimaru
like
gets
hearing you. I just like hearing you work through all these
struggle,
Japanese names, bro.
but then at the end, the bomb girl
You
sets
start
that
calling a
guy up.
California roll.
Hey,
Yeah.
whatever. And yo, it was like the weirdest love triangle. Do you think Gemma knew what was happening? Because it
I
felt
think
like
so.
he did not.
I think so, but I think it's one of those things where it's like, again, like, okay, so in Naruto, okay, so obviously the 8 demons that the ninja clan that they were fighting against, I mean, it's clearly the Akatsuki. They took the idea of the Akatsuki from these guys. And like in Naruto, the Akatsuki, they all had kind of their own little quirks and intricacies with each other, So you had like Sasori and fucking Hidan, like really like, fucking just arguing with each other. Like I don't even like being around you, but we got to do this, so we're gonna do it.
No, but the reason I'm saying it's messy because it's all a love triangle.
No, I'm saying, I feel like there's because they're in a clan, but they all just have their own little fucking intricacies towards each other and shit like that. You got a snake girl running around butt naked. Someone, whether it's a puppet or not, someone's gonna try to jump in there.
Yeah, I mean, Gemma was beating her walls down, and then his right hand man was like, "How dare you?" Like, yo, but okay, like if I could be messy for a little bit,
go for it. Go for it.
When she signed her own death warrant, dog. You know how I know? When the dude was talking to her, trying to get a report about like, oh, what happened? She's like, oh, they got away. And he was like, well, I got to tell Gemma. She's like, don't even worry about it, son. I'm going to tell him in bed. She needs to do that, dog. Because that got him in a mood. He was like, oh, okay. You saw, he shut up. He was like, no, not at all. Or like something like that. And then, because you watched it in Japanese.
I don't know what they were saying, bro. I'm just looking at facial. I'm looking at, I'm trying to lip read.
Did you know he was bi? Did you know that part?
Yeah, you could tell, but I'm just saying, like.
So Genma, the guy that Jubei thought he killed, was sleeping with the snake girl.
Yep.
And the only reason he knew about it is because the girl with the bomb with the scar on her face, when she went up to the right hand man after he did the phone call with the string with the head guy, he was like, "Oh, we're alone because the side piece is tracking them." So she's like, let's sleep together. And he like slapped her off and he was like, you don't interest me. And then she kind of said something to her like, oh, it's true what they said about you then. But then she was like, she said something like, lucky for you, Genma goes both ways. He sleeps with men and women.
Yeah.
But then as she was walking out, she goes, but the side piece is giving him good loving because she's always in his bed. And that's when he like kind of looked at her. And then when the girl came back, the side chick came back and said, "Yo, the guy got away from her in the pond in the creek where they were washing up."
Yep.
He said to her, like, "Oh, I got to tell Gemma that you failed, and failed like this." She cut him off and said, "Oh, don't worry about it. I'm gonna tell him in bed." And then she kind of like stared at him, and then he stopped and like completely was like, "Okay," like like took whatever power he was gonna assert about like. All right,
I missed all that not having any subtitles.
And then here's the funny thing is, so he killed her, as you saw.
Yep.
They were trying to interrogate her, and she wasn't gonna talk. He killed her, and then they turned to him, and he was like, "Yeah, failure is not gonna be tolerated." It's like, bro, you didn't even let her fail. Like he did it because she was sassy with him.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, when he goes to fight a Jubei and he thinks he has him trapped, and then the mouse comes, the other chick that was trying to sleep with him killed him. And then when she was in the pier, she told Gemma, like, oops, I think your right hand man, a guy that's probably the most greatest trained ninja outside of Genma, he's like, he walked into a trap. And then Genma just looked at her. That's why I'm like, he didn't know what was going on. Like,
yeah, that dude, the one that could crawl in and out of the shadows, like when he showed up and then he first comes out the shadows, I was like, ooh, okay, that's that scene. That's the opening scene from Ninja Assassin when fucking the dude from Fast and Furious, whatever, pops up, and then all of a sudden, then when you get back to the end of the movie where they're fighting on the boat and they're fighting in like basically a dojo on fire, I was like, okay, that's the end of Ninja Assassin. And then obviously with the way the shurikens go, the classic, I think, which is the most taken shot out of anime, is the punch to the gut and then the focus when the guy's on his side and the camera's to the side and they just and spit out all the blood. I think every anime since this has used that scene.
Yeah,
but you saw how inspirational this movie was for anime going forward. Why is that? What was it about this movie that made people go, I got to take elements of this and put it in my shit?
I'm going to answer that, but you mentioned something that I'm not going to let go past because this has always been bothering me since my first watching.
What's up?
Okay. Boat is on fire, right? The gold, which is the MacGuffin the entire time. So since you didn't have subtitles, Genma turned.
Go ahead.
The whole situation that led to Jubei's whole thing was they found a gold mine.
Yep.
And then they were supposed to report it back to the government. Genma said, nah.
And made them all fight.
No, he said, nah, let's not do it. But Jubei, because Jubei was like up on the straight and narrow, was like, no, we got to report this. And Genma's like, all right, cool. And then when he was on his way to report the gold, he said, hey, Jubei is a traitor.
Yeah.
And that's when the whole thing happened.
Yeah.
So, okay, it's gold. I've never seen gold melt so quickly. Fire in water, dog? Come on, man.
I don't know. But gold is soft metal. Gold's a very soft metal.
I understand, but like off of just fire?
I don't know. I actually, when I was watching that, like the whole time I'm thinking, okay, this dude's an immortal, and he already got his head cut off and then reattached it. When he gets his arm cut off and then he just looks and goes, reattaches his arm and goes like this and moves his hand, I was like, all right, that's fucking cold. But I'm like, how are they realistically actually gonna beat him? And then when he got melted and got covered in the gold and then he sank to the bottom of the ocean, I was like, okay, like he ain't dead, he's just down there.
The spy explained that his ability was that he can manipulate his body to a molecular level. That's why he could heal, because his whole thing, just like how he changed the face, make it look like anybody, he has complete control of every cell of his body. So basically, he wasn't technically immortal. He could just activate his healing, and if time didn't pass enough, he could reattach his limbs, including his head and everything. So it was either that or he would have to I thought they were, when I first saw the scene a long time ago, when I was like a teenager, I thought that he was just gonna burn him, and then he can't reattach ash. You know what I mean? Like But the gold still, I think that was a great ending that he wrote, but it was still kind of like, even in this world, I know I'm harping guys that could cut off his head and he can reattach it. Then I'm like, wait a minute, that's not the melting property of gold.
He got sliced in half and then laid on the ground and got reattached back together.
But if this was a horror movie, if this was like Jason X, he would have just merged with the gold and been a gold.
He would have been like he would have been a half human, half gold body and shit like that.
Okay, to answer your question, is that it's the simplicity of that scene and the way the cells were put together is what makes it beautiful. And I think that's why it is copied. Like, you think about it, look at everything. Like, this movie uses excess in the proper form. Like, think about it. I'm surprised it took him so long to get Ninja Assassin, somebody to copy it. Like, even in the 80s or like even in the early 2000s, which I think they got away from blood. But but like this is how it should be. When you cut somebody off,
Yeah.
it's not like you remember in like Ricky O. You remember that movie?
Mhm.
Like it was shooting. No, if you look at it in Ninja Scroll, it was like a spray. It
Yeah.
wasn't like it was like it was like this is what if you're getting cut like this, you would see the blood splatter to go with the blade.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of like in Kill Bill. You know, you'd
Yeah,
get sliced and you just see it just like spray across the fucking the wall and shit like that.
yeah.
But like well, again, but the thing is like I think maybe just technology wasn't at that point where they figured out how to do that live action. So that's why you would get stuff like this in animation because you couldn't do it live action. Now that we have CGI and all that stuff. I obviously there's a lot of directors out there that are looking back at their stuff that they liked as a childhood in their childhood. They're like, oh, how can I incorporate this into my movies now?
Was this so along those lines? Was this movie innovative, or did it sit well in somebody's heart that they regarded it so high because of
So
where it was in their childhood?
I think it was innovative in a sense that, the story was still complex, simple but complex. The animation style was new and exciting because again, it was like, there's just the look of the animation and everything, and then how violent they were going with it just
Mhm.
made it was so different than like a lot of the anime that was out there. But also, I just think it's one of those ones where because it's a seminal piece, you have people that when they go back like, oh, I just started watching this anime, somebody goes, hey, you got to go back and watch Ninja Scroll. And you just see things that like, okay, like how can I incorporate these into the movies I like now? Someone like Quentin Tarantino and RZA hold Ninja Scroll very high because it spoke to them and the things they like. So obviously when they got older and they got a chance to make movies, they're like, yo, how can I incorporate some of this into my movies? So I think that's what happens a lot with new movies. Like you start seeing again. So whoever like when they made Naruto, you have a lot of the different special what is special attacks or superpowers or whatever that a lot of the ninjas have there. They're essentially just the same as the ones in Ninja Scroll. Like they didn't really
Correct.
evolve in it because clearly somebody probably was a big fan of Ninja Scroll and wanted to do like their own version of something like that. Like you got to do with the bugs, who's just like Shino, Ibarame, and like
Except
and
this
also
by far is probably one of the most disgusting depictions of that power.
what the
Like,
fucking with the beehive on his back.
yeah,
Remember, got acne like a motherfucker.
it's funny because I'm almost certain like there's a fear of that, like of many holes like that,
Bro,
like
that's
you
just
remember,
fucking gross, man.
yeah,
Ugh. But you ever see no, but he also looked like the fucking remember in 300
yeah, he looked
the
like
Spartan
a
that gets tossed off the fucking ledge. Yeah.
yeah,
Maybe they got a little bit of inspiration from that, like the Frank Miller shit. I don't know.
like it's funny because like it's like you would think if the 8 demons will work together,
Yep.
they would have stopped them because you saw the people in the tree. They were like, "Oh yeah, he died."
Mhm. Well, that's the
like,
thing because I don't think they all. I think they were just all hired mercenaries.
like,
They didn't give a shit about
like,
each other.
like the Hunchback, the insect guy. He did say to them um when he revealed the bees,
Yeah.
he told them like, "Hey, chill, he's mine." But like they didn't say nothing. I would have been like, "Hey man, like we're hired to all kill this person."
Yeah.
So do you think Jubei, like all jokes aside, do you think Jubei would have beat the blind guy if it wasn't for the female lead interfering?
Mm, I don't know because he did again. He strikes me like a John Wick or a Jackie Chan in a sense that they find a way to win, but they're not invincible. You know?
Like she didn't like help him in a way.
Yeah.
He just saw that when she tossed the sword,
Yeah.
he ran quick enough for when the sword was flying through the air, he could be there because of course the guy's blind.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
will mistake the sword about to hit the tree as him swinging his sword.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that he jumped at an angle and then he just, you know, it
Yeah.
was
But
slick. Like I really wish that the blind swordman would have been like had a smile or something like, all right,
yeah.
yeah,
But you know how like in some movies, you'll have a character that like for some reason they're just so superpowered that they just never lose. And I like when there's a character, especially a lead, who's like, no, I can see him losing. He just, sometimes things just work out in their favor. Sometimes it's a little too convenient, but sometimes things work out in their favor to where they can pull it out in the end. And it makes it, to me, it makes it better because it's not guaranteed that the hero of the story is gonna walk out, with a win on their hands.
Mhm.
I hate that. I hate movies when you just can't believe that the fucking hero is gonna lose. That's why I hated. There was a couple Marvel movies where I'm just like, they don't feel like there's stakes.
I prefer my anime like that,
What do you
like
mean?
in a weird way. Like you ever seen Solo Leveling or know of it? I think I've
I know of
spoken
it.
to you
Yeah,
about it.
yeah. I
So
know of
the
it.
main character, so people hate it because the main character is basically Aura Farms the entire 2 seasons. It's like, oh man, I'm gonna die, but then it's like, wait a minute, I unlock like a new level within me. It's called solo leveling.
Yeah, yeah,
So it's like, oh man, that's like no real stakes. I was like, bro, if the entire movie or the TV show is based upon this, it shouldn't be a shock. And then we're kind of programmed for that. Like Dragon Ball Z, I've never felt like Goku was ever in danger.
yeah,
After he first faced Frieza on Namek, I was like, okay, I see where this is going. Like
yeah,
it's all fodder until he goes, all right, let's take this serious. It doesn't matter how stacked the odds are.
yeah, yeah.
He'll at the end figure out some way, and he's not gonna do it the easy route. It's like if I'm fighting you and like I'm bigger than you, and let's say in this situation I'm faster than you, and then I'm like, oh, Sarat is shorter, and I cut my arm off. It's like, what the
Yeah, 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 yeah.
like this is stupid.
Yeah.
Like Goku always tries to level up the playing field. Like, yo, if this was really like an anime about you surviving,
Yeah.
you would just fight. Like you wouldn't care. Be like, hey man, like it's not like the Akatskis are waiting in line until like, oh, you beat him, cool. All right, let me let you recover. We'll see you on Tuesday. We're gonna fight. It's like, like, hold on, let me get the healing ninja to help you real quick, and then it's like, no, it's like I'm here to kill you, dog. And
Yeah.
it's like at least in solo leveling, it's always like the cocky ones was always the villain of the week or the villain of
Yeah.
the arc. It's always like, oh, you thought you were gonna beat me, but I just showed you my supreme move, and then it's like the character's like, nah, I was just waiting for you to get serious. Now let me whoop your ass.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
That's
yeah.
why I loved it. Like
No,
sometimes you
but the
need
thing is,
that.
I like that too. In a series, I guess in a series, it's I don't mind that because obviously the series is going to keep going and stuff like that. But I don't know. I like again like Avatar: The Last Airbender when it came to the point where it felt like Aang couldn't unlock the spirit realm anymore, or he couldn't go into the Avatar state. I was like, oh, like this was actually interesting because obviously when he goes into the Avatar state, he's gonna fuck everyone up. But when it actually got to the point where like, hey, he actually it's locked, he can't get to it anymore. Then I was like, okay, that made it interesting because now it wasn't a foregone conclusion that Aang was gonna win.
But Aang also took a lot of L's, and then like that's more of a show about teamwork
Yeah,
because
no,
even in the show when he could unlock it, there was still points. It was like, oh, he got his ass whipped. Like what
yeah,
I mean, if it wasn't for his friends, he'll be down.
yeah.
But like, if
But that's
you're
but that's
one
but,
v
but that, I guess
one,
that's what I like about this movie because again, Jubei, like he's a great ninja and he can do a bunch of shit, but like he
he
wasn't
didn't have
going
a
in there just
special
taking everyone
power.
down.
You notice that, right?
What's up?
Everybody had a special ability except him.
Yeah, he was just a ninja, and he would just
A
his
MacGyver ninja that
yeah
had a string attached to his sword. Yo, that string
yeah. I came in
was
like
the greatest string in the world. If I was like Kabara, I would have been like, "Hey man, where the hell you get that string from, dog? Like you saved us? Like,
it's just hanging. The sword is between the tree. Here's the
yeah,
thing: the sword's between the tree. They pull himself up. When they finally get up there, the other dude's just sitting there holding it like this. I'm like, how strong are you? You just holding two people up.
bro. If this was a movie,
Yeah,
like a live action that's set in like modern times, and like let's say they were communicating with earpieces, I would have been the other guy, and he's like, "Hey, what the fuck are you doing, dog? Let
Yeah.
go of the sword. Like, well, this is the
Yeah.
opportunity. What do you mean you want to fight him one-on-one?"
But okay, so speaking of one-on-one fights, that scene where Jubei and I think it's the fucking Gemma where they're running into the woods.
Yeah.
Like that's fucking
No. Gemma is the main guy at the end.
the dude
The blind swordman. I gotta find. I gotta get his name.
Yeah, but like that run into the woods. That was to me. That was fucking Shikamaru taking Hidan into the fucking forest and getting him set up for the fucking thing. Like, yeah, there's so many elements to this movie where I'm like, man, everybody got inspired by this movie. Like, I was trying to think of a regular, like a live action American movie where everybody's like, okay, you can see the elements taken from this movie. I don't know, like maybe like something like Godfather or something like that. Like, I was trying to think of something that like where you can see a lot of inspiration in other movies.
Yeah, I can see where you get that intro. But fun fact: when they were running into the woods, the blind guy goes, "Oh, so you trying to take me in the woods because I'm blind?" Like, and he basically says, "Like, you gotta have to be very quiet for me not to hear you." And then Jubei goes, "That's impossible." It's like he basically said, "I'm just gonna take your strength and turn it into weakness," and then he did.
Yeah,
because all he heard was a sword. He was like, I know exactly where he's at because I hear the sword swinging.
yeah,
And he forgot to take into account that the other chick had a sword too. So he jumped at it. But like, I was thinking in that moment, don't you think like the blind swordman is OP? Like, I want there to be an anime when the guy is like a blind swordman and then he goes like and people are like, oh shit, that swordsman, blah blah blah, and then a character just go Phew! And he goes, what the hell just happened? And then he goes, dog, he was blind. I'm not. Like, I'm just as good as him, but I can see. Like, like what you talking about, dog? He couldn't smell me coming. Like, what are we doing here?
That's like that's like Indiana Jones shooting the guy with the sword.
It's like, what are we doing here, dog?
Which, I mean, okay, so movies like this, obviously it's animated, but even if it was realistic or real, like there's also a suspension of disbelief, right? Like there's certain things that happen where you're like, you just got to be in the moment in order to let the story go, right?
Man, this is why I can't be a creator. I would have had a whole scene like a blind guy. Like, why are we struggling with this dude? He blind.
No, that'd be that's like in the Shaolin soccer kind of thing. Like, that's like the type of humor I could see you putting in the movie. But like, what I'm saying is like, how much suspension of disbelief can you put into a story like this before it goes, all right, like. To me, I think that's when you get the main character who's too OP. It's like, okay, if you can't take him down, I'm like, all right, there's nothing's gonna take him down, so I might as well why am I watching? He's not gonna die at any point.
It's funny you say that. Like I watched a battle channel that is just like it's like a nerd YouTube channel where they're like start taking characters from different properties and they're like who would survive in a battle. And instead of like, you remember back in the day with Jason David Frank used to do these mini movies, that cost a lot of money. That it was like live action, so they do it in
White
like
tigers, or like he had like a different like White Tiger Power Rangers costume and shit.
Yeah, versus like this guy, whatever, like Blade or whatever, Superman. So there's an animated version, and I shit you not, Batman like beats a lot of people. It's like and like. You could draw a direct comparison between Batman and Goku. It's like where you think you got Batman, there's a plot armor that is like, nope, he's so good that he foresaw this happening, and he
planted that mine 2 weeks ago because he knew you were gonna step there.
It's like Goku, like, yeah, Goku might be dying, but guess what? He's gonna scream really hard and push himself instead of him just going to that level immediately. Like one of the funniest things that I ever seen that made me so happy is like I forgot what scene it was that like Vegeta is like he went to fight the guy and he just went into Super Saiyan Blue and they're like, wait, what? He's like, nah, man, let's just fight. Like,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
we ain't go.
I'm not wasting my time, with these other fucking levels of Super Saiyan. I'm just go to the top and start fighting. I get it.
I like stuff like
Where do
that. So,
where do you rank Ninja Scroll in your level in your top anime movies?
well, it's a top anime movie that's not associated with any TV series ever. Like,
Yeah,
it's the
yeah. So
number one
I'm not talking about series or anything. I'm talking about like movies.
like movies, live action, or just
Yeah,
anime.
anime. Well, I mean
Anime.
live action. Is it in your top as far as regular movies?
It's in my top 10, but there's a lot more other live action movies that I have feelings associated, and I love it, and all this stuff. I want to say it's my number one animated movie
Really?
because
Anime or animated?
anime,
Okay.
and
Huh.
even top animated.
Really?
Like, yeah,
I
like,
need to watch more.
because like I think
Princess Mononoke, man.
I tell you, man, you're barking up the wrong tree with that. Um, I I think I hold it up because the other anime movies that I like are direct results of anime TV shows that I watch.
Yeah.
Like I like second to me is Muzan Train.
Okay.
The two movies that they did for Demon Slayer are like 2 and 3.
Yeah.
But I would have never watched those if I didn't know what Demon Slayer was. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
Yeah. Yeah.
like the enjoyment that I had in those movies because I was already invested in these characters. But this movie introduces, makes you invest into the character and pays off all within like a
Yeah.
what is it?
Like a regular movie.
Yeah. But a lot of movies, name a movie right now that you did not know that you're not invested in, that it's not a horror movie, that like it's very hard for you to create a movie that you do all that lifting in one film.
The Departed.
Yeah, but right now, I'm talking about now. Like,
Well, but the issue now is everybody's trying to create IP. They're trying to create multiple movies. So a lot of movies right now are being made with the idea that it's going to be a series.
like here's an example. A lot of people are like, well, the 2022 Batman was amazing. And I was like, arguably, people found it amazing because there was a sample size of other Batman movies before it. You know what I mean? If that
Yeah,
came out,
I guess you could say there was a comparison. Because they had other Batman movies to compare it to. They
like,
can
let's say
decide
for
whether it's
some crazy reason, Batman would have been comic only, and in 2022, somebody was like, hey, man, why don't we turn this comic book into a movie? Like, I don't know if it would have been as critically acclaimed as it was.
yeah. I don't know because I mean, people might not have looked at it weird, like why is this guy in the fucking Batman costume the entire time? But I think there was enough. I think there was enough there, maybe because there wasn't much in that movie for you to get attached to Bruce Wayne. Like you
Yeah.
didn't really. You had to kind of already understand Bruce Wayne's plight going into that movie for it to make sense.
Okay. So this is going to directly, first of all,
But with that being said, the first Avatar, I feel like did that.
I think I'm not. Again, so I'm gonna tell you a quick story about Avatar. I think I like this
You don't
movie.
like blue
I like,
people?
huh?
You don't like blue people?
No, it had nothing to do with that. I was excited for the movie, and then
Mhm.
I went over the. I wanted to go see it, and during this time, I had a good buddy of mine that was staying with me,
Yep.
and this was like during like I was young, club scene, whatever. I used to go to this Latin club, and like my buddy that was staying with me, like really met this girl and hit it off with her, and was like blah blah blah, and I had no interest in this person.
Mhm.
So it was one of those situations that he was not fully stable in his life. So when he met with her and got her phone number, he would ride with me. And then
Yep.
he made plans like, yo, let's hang out. And then he was like, hey, do you mind if we pick up Shorty? And I was like, okay. And then he was like, "What you doing tonight?" I was like, "Man, I'm gonna go see Avatar." Like I was gonna go. I don't know who I was gonna go with, but I ended up not going with them because it was late. I was like, "I'm gonna go see it." And
Yep.
he's like, "Man, do you mind if we come with you?" And then it was like I was a third wheel on this date, and I didn't care, except like when he gets up to go to the bathroom, she's like, "Hey, so what are you doing after this?" And I'm like, "Bitch, I'm not here with you. Like I'm here with you, but like my boy is stressing you right now, and you go hit me with the like, what you doing after this type deal." And it's like it took me out of the movie that I've never liked Avatar since then. I'm not saying I
Oh,
hate it, but it's like the second one, I was just like, I didn't even watch the third one. We talked about
third
this
one's
before.
great. Third one's great.
Like so it's like when people are like, yo, Avatar, I'm still dumbfounded of how much money it makes because it's one of those movies like I get it, like the Avengers and stuff like that. There's equity there.
Yeah.
But like Avatar, it's like he made the movie, waited like 15 years, something crazy like that for the second one, and people were like, "Yes, we're still for it." Like, you know what I mean? Like, let's
Because
go.
okay, so a thing with Avatar, what it is it's a simple story that you can follow, and then that which allows you to then take in the world that you're building. What happens a lot of times with movies is they try to create again. They try to create this
It
big.
happened with your Netflix movie.
Which
Remember the
one?
first movie that we did on the pod that you made me watch?
Which one?
The fake Star Wars with Zach
Rebel
Snyder's.
Moon?
Yeah,
Rebel Moon? Yeah,
yeah.
because
I
what
was
it is
just
is
like,
well, the thing is, when you introduce a whole new fantastical and like the world that's like out of your imagination, if you're trying to give a complex story while having people try to take in all this, their brain has to choose one thing. If they're going to focus on the visuals, they're not going to pay attention to the story, vice versa.
yeah.
So at least with Avatar, it's a simple story that you can understand, so that you can then try to process all this visuals going around you.
Like, yeah,
So,
another movie that flopped in my head, and I get shit for this all the time, is Dune. Like, bro, it takes like 6 times to finish the first one, and I don't think I have.
yeah.
It's just like it's not. It's like it's one of those, and people are like, well, like it's books and it's based on like if you look at the one from the 80s,
Yeah.
like my impression, and I could be 100% wrong. Maybe I'm not focusing right. I feel like this movie acts like you know what the hell is going on from jump. And I'm like, I need a lot more exposition that they're giving me.
Yeah, I can see that. I think with Dune, it's again, it's one of those movies because it gets split in half. So it's like all the action and all the good stuff is in part two. It's just a matter of after part one, I thought part one's boring as fuck. I didn't even know if
Bro,
I wanted to see part two. But the thing is, I was already invested, so I was like, let me check it out. And part two is actually really good.
gun
But
to my head, if somebody's like, hey, Jason Momoa and Batista, who's the bad guy, I'll be dead every single time. Because I go off of who they play. I couldn't tell you who they are, what their name is.
no, but
Like,
the dude, Austin Butler, fucking Elvis,
yeah.
his character is fucking dope in that movie. In part two,
Okay.
it's
I
really
didn't
good.
even know. I was about to say I thought it was Chalamet.
No, Chalamet is the main character, but Austin
But then
Butler
the
is one of the
funny thing
villains.
is, like, you know what bugged me out about that movie is that like one of my viewings that I like it was on and I saw it towards the credit. I was like, these motherfuckers. I was like, I thought Zendaya was like a major character of the first one, and then they show her in the beginning, and then at the end, then it was kind of
Well,
like
again,
when they
no,
give you that when they give you the exposition and they start pulling back out, like what the
no, because I mean, yeah, it's the second half of the movie. I don't know. All
it's
right,
like
what are your final thoughts on Ninja Scroll?
go see it, and if you have it, shame on you. Matter of
Yeah,
fact, hold on, let me look at the camera. You ain't shit if you haven't seen this movie.
yeah. I'm actually gonna agree. Like, there is, if you're a fan of anime in any sense, you
Bro,
have
if
to
you're a
see this
fan of
movie.
ninjas, if you're a fan
Yeah,
of ninjas, of scrolls, I understand there was not a scroll shown in this entire
you're a
movie.
fan of scrolls. It's right. So I like Letterhead. Yes.
Like,
No, but it's one of those things where it's like you watch it and you're just like, oh, okay, that's where all my favorite movies got these ideas from. It's one of those.
can we talk about one of my favorite scenes that I'm like, all right, they wrote that absolutely did not write this for me, but I'm like, Yeah, they wrote that for me. It answered my one question about all these ninja movies. When Jubei takes out the poison ninja star and tosses it back to the old man and he puts it away, I was like, finally, somebody that cares
about
about
the tools.
inventory of his shit.
No, so my favorite scene in this one is when they went the dream sequence, because this was the first time. It's like, oh, hey, like they actually made it look like a fucking dream sequence. They
Yep.
put the black background and had him all in like the light colors and shit like that. I was like, oh, this is actually pretty fucking dope. Like,
Yep.
again, I'm watching it without knowing what's going on. I'm like, clearly in this moment, he went back into like if I can, looking back at his memories and shit like that. It was just the care that went into the look of this movie was like what impressed me a lot.
Yep.
All right. Well, all right. Before we get to the end of this movie, as always, we like to have our hot takes. I don't have a hot take this week. I actually have a question I'm going to run by you. But
I have a hot take.
Before we get to that, what's your hot take this week?
So it directly involves this movie.
Okay.
I feel like this movie is an example of Eastern culture. I hope I'm saying that right. We're West and they're East, right? Eastern culture does a better job.
I love how you didn't even ask if I like agreed with you. You just kept going.
Is it agree? Am I right?
Yeah,
Am I right?
Eastern, yeah.
Okay, Eastern culture does a lot better. We're making worlds and movies out of nothing, and engaging the audiences to the point that by the end of the movie, you care about the character, you understand the world, and you want more of it.
So you're saying that Asian movies and culture allow
anime and live action.
They allow you to get more in tune with the character to the point where you care about them better.
Yeah, I feel like they do better with original IP than Western.
Here's the thing: you can't say that. You can't say that about Asian original IP and then shit all over Studio Ghibli. You just can't do that. I don't know how that works.
I'm giving you some credit. Doesn't mean that I have to like them, but if you look at that, if you look at Once Upon a Time in China, if you look at stuff like 85% of the anime.
Yep.
Like, you know what I mean? This is all plucked from ideas that came from a magazine or something, like the source material that's original, that is not a continuation of something. If you think about a greatest example for that we both like, The Raid.
Yeah.
Out of nowhere. Like, you know what I mean? Like this was a simple concept. You're like, holy shit. If you think about Bruce Lee movies, if you want, like, and it inspires, I think a lot of Eastern cultures copied for our Western IPs.
Yeah.
Whether we rename them and shuffle them. Like, yes, Western studios and creators are come up with a lot of concept ideas, but I feel like a lot of stuff turns and becomes bangers a lot quicker in the East that we import them over here. Whereas like you know what I mean? Like Dune. Here's an example of Dune. Dune, when it probably first came out, it had a cult following. The one in the 80s and the book and all this stuff. But it took them 40 years for them to be like, let's do it again. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you know, like The Departed, again, another movie that the concept came from Asian culture. Yep. Like a lot of the stuff that we hold in high regard are borrowed by our Asian neighbors that we use a lot. Hell, a lot of our cartoons, I think the only one that wasn't was like He-Man and G.I. Joe, but Voltron, Thundercats, Braves, like those were like original concepts that were brought over from Japan. Yeah. Yes, there were U.S. studios, but who animated them?
Japan. Yeah. Well, even now, you watch a lot of like King of the Hill gets animated in fucking Korea and shit like that.
Yeah, like
it's interesting because I can actually agree with that. There's a lot more often than not.
I'm not saying Asian culture as a whole. I'm just saying they are more inventive of taking a concept, making it their own, and putting out there, and be like, and you can feel the passion versus and I don't know how the studios are run over there, because I feel like there's so many cooks in the kitchen on the US side that whatever original idea that it was supposed to be, by the time you get to the end product, is the worst shit ever.
Yeah. Well,
But
what I was gonna say is like I kind of agree in a sense that like there's a more often than not when you watch an American movie, you're like, oh, I've seen this story before, or I recognize it feels like something you've seen before. And then more often than not, you watch something Asian, it feels wholly original. You know,
yeah,
you watch Old Boy for the first time, you're like, man, I ain't never seen shit like this before. Like, what
yeah,
the fuck?
like that off the wall shit. Like, granted, both sides have weird shit that is like, how did this get made?
Yeah.
But like, like think about it. Like, original ideas like Jackie Chan's first movie, Drunken Master.
Yeah.
Like, yes, those are old tales and stuff like, but somebody was like, hey, let's do this. And
Yeah.
but they also they copy a lot of their own shit too. So
Yeah.
I get it too, but
they'll do Once Upon a Time in China like 59. They'll just keep
or
it's but like they're about to do like Ip Man 95 or some shit like that.
yeah,
Like, it just keeps
like,
going. So
but
yeah.
like
Okay.
original ideas stick a lot better over there than they do over here.
Okay,
Like,
I'll agree with that.
we have a lot of shit that just like fizzles out, that is like, oh,
Yeah.
like, we're probably not gonna get another Zack Snyder what was it, Rebel Moon?
Yeah.
Because they were like, ooh.
Yeah, well, they're like, yeah, it's not worth it. Yeah, we're in Asia. They're like, let's just keep trying it. Let's just keep it. They've got enough small enough fan base behind it. Let's keep going.
Yeah.
I got it. All right. So again, I don't have a hot take this week, but
Okay.
I had this question the other day. It's got absolutely nothing to do with this movie. I was sitting there in catering and I was just eating something, and I was like, gun to my head, gun to your head. Taco, burrito, quesadilla. You gotta get rid of one. Which one is it?
Oh, quesadilla.
Why?
Why? Because I started adding aspects of the other two to a quesadilla to make it interesting. Quesadilla, all it is a Mexican grilled cheese, my dude. That's all it is. And I can say that because I'm Hispanic. Like,
okay.
Like,
that's actually the best fucking description of a quesadilla I've ever fucking heard.
Like all the other things, you can do so many things with it. Like, you know what I mean? Like here's and we can end on this. Here's the masterpiece of this. The double-decker taco. Have you ever had one of those at Taco Bell?
Mm-hmm.
They had a crunchy white people taco, and some motherfucker said, yo, how do we make this better? And then they probably had me like, bro, you ain't gonna make this better. And some motherfucker said, I got it. Let's use a soft shell, put some fucking beans on that bitch, and stick it in there. And it's like, oh shit.
No, I'll agree. I think I would get rid of the quesadilla, just on a sense that like with a quesadilla, no matter how good it is, you just always feel like you're eating a bunch of cheese.
Yeah. And then if you want, people are like, oh, I like it on the plancha. I was like, have you ever met a torta?
Yeah. Burrito,
arguably,
again, burrito,
probably one of the most underrated sandwiches ever.
Yeah, like a burrito and a taco, it's their own thing. And the rice and beans in the burrito take it to another level. So I get that. But again, with the quesadilla, I just feel like no matter what you put inside it, vegetables, steak, of like asada, whatever, it just ends up tasting like that and cheese.
Yeah.
But
and a true quesadilla, like shout out to Taco Bell. They were like, man, this shit is just plain. They just started drizzling that weird sauce that they put in the quesadilla, because it was like, dog, so we just melting like this. Somebody was like, hey, this ain't nothing but a grilled cheese with a protein in it.
No, but then if you look at that, you're like, man, they charged me $5 for this. Is this a tortilla with some shredded cheese on the inside?
Yeah, it's like, nah, 100%, 100%. Now, if you would have said some crazy shit, like, because this is Mexican cuisine. Mm-hmm. Now, if you would have said a pupusa, I would have been like, hold on now.
Listen, pupusas, it depends on where you get them.
Even
I've had some
though a
bad
pupusa is all it is a
Pause.
lunch pancake. That's all that is, dog. Oh, that's all that is.
It's like you ever had a gyro and then somebody was like, no, but I like stuffed pitas. It's like the same shit. You didn't fold it, you just cut it open and put it on the inside.
And then it's like do we have the soggiest lettuce that we can include in it? And put everything in a little bag, like if you couldn't fucking package it together. Like, why is this shit in a sandwich bag? Like,
Okay, so here's the interesting thing is, again, I would get rid of the quesadilla before the taco and the burrito, but for some reason, sour cream I think goes better with the quesadilla than it does the burrito or the taco.
I'm not a sour cream guy.
Get out the fuck out of here, bro.
No, but not in a bad way. I just
think it has to do with the crispiness. I think it has to do with the crispiness of the fucking quesadilla.
Like Qdoba. There's queso, bro.
No.
Like I prefer queso over sour cream.
No.
And again, because I get a lot of burrito. I get a burrito bowl almost weekly. When I go in, we always go. Me and my boys at work, we always go to Qdoba.
Yeah.
And then I get a burrito bowl, and all that is people are like, oh, it's a bowl. I was like, man, it's just it's a burrito for non-Mexicans like me. Like I eat rice and beans and like a protein, so this is like right up my alley all the time.
Yeah. No, I mean, like, again, I used to go to Boloco in Boston and stuff like that, and they had really good burritos and shit like that. But there was this Hispanic restaurant in the mall I used to work at, and they made quesadillas all the time. And their quesadillas were really good, but it always tastes like, mostly cheese and meat and stuff like that. But they had like some salsa verde and some sour cream that, like, no matter if I put it on their burritos or their tacos, it just tasted different with the quesadilla. So yeah, I don't know. I was like catering. I don't know why I was thinking about that. I was like, yeah, which one would I get rid of?
Wait, first of all, who asked you that question? And second of all, was there even there in catering, or this is just a random ass question?
Bro, I was eating strawberry shortcake, thinking of fucking tacos and burritos. I don't know what the fuck was going on.
And I like how you lied and was like, yeah, somebody asked me that question yourself, you motherfucker.
No, I didn't say somebody asked me that question. I just said I had that question. Bro, I think about food, all the time. I was on the plane coming home watching the fucking movie, and all I'm thinking about is, hey man, like, I wonder how many good ramens I could find at the Asian store later.
The way you think about food, I think about stupid shit. And God bless my wife. I always ask her, like, how people like shit that you think about in your head, it pops up. It's not even a full formulated thought, and I'll ask her. Like, I'll be like, what did I ask her the other day? Like, what were we watching? Oh my God, we were watching Devil Wears Prada 1 in anticipation of watching part 2.
Yeah.
And then I was just like, I said, what would happen if when the what's it called, the main character, the evil chick, was like,
oh, fucking Meryl Streep.
What if she came in and just like slapped one of the people? I was like, would she quit? And she looked at me like, what the fuck are you talking about? I was like, no. And then I just like, and then I get quiet, and then I'm getting up because we're like, we would like to watch movies while eating dinner. And then I'm like, no, but I feel like she will stay at the job. She was like, what the fuck are you still thinking about? I was like, I just been in my mind processing.
No, I'll be talking to my wife about just food at random times. We'd be sitting there like, honey. So yeah, I'm like, you want to watch Donut King with me tonight? I have a thing for donuts right now, and I really want to watch Donut King.
we doing stupid shit. Like,
anyways, all right. Well, that's the latest episode of Sarat and Chris's Movie Therapy Podcast featuring Marcos. It's your boy Sarat, aka Makazi.
It's your boy Marcos, aka at the Sunset Kid 56.
All right, join us back next week where we come back with another movie. I think we're gonna take a small break from the anime for a second because there is a very instrumental movie in theaters right now that we have to go check out.
Yep.
As nerd geek guys that we are, we have to check it out. It's gonna be Mortal Kombat 2. We're gonna go check that out, and then we're gonna come back next week to let y'all know what we thought of that. So until then, peace, y'all.
Peace.
I'm a warrior.